Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I've realized in my past couple videos that I am horrible at introducing myself. So if you're new here, my name is Sierra. If you know me, you know this already, but I'm trying to be better at this. I'm still fairly new in the whole vlogging YouTube universe. I'm loving it, but still I've got a little bit of a learning curve. So I'm Sierra, I am here and I'm usually talking about my 10-month-old son Oliver and my pets. You can see Wilson over here. I've got 3 cats and we are just living our best lives. And I wanted to pop on here because I have been thinking about something that most all of us moms go through, and that would be postpartum anxiety and OCD. So a little bit of a backstory. I've always suffered from anxiety, always. I think it's kind of a hereditary thing in my family. Thanks, Mom. And something that I also suffer from is OCD, and I did not realize this for the longest time in my life. And social media has a lot of pitfalls, but it was also the reason why I was able to identify that this is something that I have and struggle with. I honestly, for a large part of my life, just thought I was absolutely crazy, especially when I was in like middle school and growing up. I thought nobody thought like me. There's no way. And I would just never tell anybody because nobody wants to know that stuff. And we are so lucky that we're coming to a day and age where we're willing and able to talk about stuff like mental health and struggles and all this stuff. And again, like, I also struggle with what I share because I am someone who is so anti-pity. I hate pity. I can't stand it. Like, if you read my blog, which I'll link down below, you'll know that before I had my son, I had 2 miscarriages, and it was so hard for me to share that. Not because I was emotional about it. Of course I was. I have no issue sharing, but because of the thought that people might pity me. I absolutely hate that. But sometimes you just gotta gussy up and realize that, like, sharing will actually help other people in the future. So that's where I'm at. That's where I am. So that's why I am popping on here to talk about all this stuff today. So it's funny to me, again, linking back with the backstory, with my OCD, I, always thought, hello, Wilson. I always thought that OCD was touching doorknobs a bunch of times and keeping things really clean and doing all that classic stuff that you always see in movies and on TV. And the truth is that there's a lot more to it. So for me, I am superstitious. I hate that about myself. I try not to be, especially when I was little. I would freak out over things like, step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back. I would literally avoid all cracks, and if somebody told me something was lucky, I had to do it every single time that I passed something. Like, my aunt said that one thing in downtown Hangtown, where my grandparents used to live, there was like a bench downtown, and it was the lucky bench, and you had to sit on it for good luck, and I would lose my mind if I didn't sit on that bench. And then again, with luck, like, I've never broken a mirror, but that was one of my worst fears, because I was like, 7 years bad luck, like, so much stuff that I obsessed over. And something really interesting is that my mom used to tell me when I was like 2, 3, 4, she would tell me that 11:11 was a lucky time of day, and I was so obsessed with it that even at that age I would have to stay up at 11 until 11:11 just to hit that marker so I'd be able to sleep. And so a lot of other things came into factor with that, but just making that realization really helped me to realize, like, not crazy, my friend. Other people go through this as well. So that's how I discovered that part of myself, which was amazing. And when I got pregnant and it was sticking and everything was going well, I was really, really scared that I would have postpartum depression, because that's another thing that I have dealt with my entire life is depression. It'll come and it'll go, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking I'll probably get it. And so that was something that I kind of watched out for as soon as I hit that postpartum phase. What surprised me is that depression did not come at all. But anxiety reared up in really interesting and crazy ways. And, you know, my OCD just got kicked up a notch. Like, intrusive thoughts are insane and they come out of nowhere. And I swear, the first couple months when you're in that 4th trimester, that was not my problem. It's now. It's in this time where Oliver is about 10 months old and I am just having these insane intrusive thoughts. And I think they're a little triggered. One of my favorite YouTubers, Brittany Bourne Leach, she does amazing vlogs and videos. She has a 3-month-old son, and he just out of nowhere stopped breathing, and he's in the hospital right now. So if you're the type of person that prays, I'm not necessarily religious, but let me tell you, I've shouted out a few prayers for this little boy just to get better. His things are still up in the air, but that was such a huge trigger for me, and it shocks me how crazy I can go, like from 0 to 10. And we talk about postpartum depression, but we don't really talk about the anxiety, and it's insane. I can't control myself checking his breathing all the time. I have his baby monitor here, and I can see him breathing, and I literally check it all the time, and it's horrifying. That's my worst fear. I think it's any mom's worst fear, but it's really horrific. And I'll walk by a corner and think, like, what if I hit his head on it? And then I'll go into this absolute spiral. I'll be driving and think, like, what if there's a drunk driver on the other side and it just comes and it crashes into me? Like, what would I do? What would I do? I think of all this different stuff, like, what if he was napping and I was cleaning and I passed out and then he woke up and didn't know where I was. Like, I am spiral city right now, and my dog is sniffing my neck and it's driving me insane right now. Could you not? Sorry. Anyway, it's crazy. So I just want to say, like, you are not alone if you're feeling this way as well. And a lot of attention, as it should, gets put on postpartum depression, and we don't really touch base on OCD and anxiety and what that does, because I'm happy as could be. I love my son more than anything, but I sit there and I will go to bed and then my mind's like, wonder if he's breathing. Maybe you should check. Maybe we should go over the last 10 years of trauma that you've had in your life. Like, let's do this. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And before anybody says anything, I have tried to go on medication, and it just makes me wacky, and I don't like it. I don't take well to it. My whole system is very sensitive. Very sensitive. It's quite annoying. My whole body is just crazy, but it's just one of those things I'm working on. I do all sorts of things. Meditation is not a thing for me. It's not my thing. What are you gonna do? But I am actively working on it. But sometimes you just gotta throw in the towel and say, like, look, I'm going through this. It's okay. It's gonna pass. But I wanted to recognize everybody that goes through this, and it sucks, but as long as we can team up together, it makes things a little better. You know, I have found such solace in my March due dates group. Oliver was due in March, but he was born in February. But this Facebook group that I'm on, we still keep contact with each other. We've been posting pictures of our babies growing up, and I was lucky enough to have 2 friends or 3 friends that all had babies around me, and we can always confide in each other and seek advice and just kind of let it out. And it's so incredibly important to have a team, even if you don't have friends nearby that have babies. Like, there are groups online, there are people that you can share things with, and you can find things tailored to your needs. I know that I'm a part of a group that's like gentle mom-to-mom support, and a lot of the things I'm like, this is more on the hippie side of life than my personal beliefs, but they're amazing. People show up for each other. It's incredible, and it's really needed. It's needed so much, and I think it's amazing. So if I could give any bit of advice, it would be to be that. And also, if you're a researcher, look at statistics. The likeliness that you are gonna get crushed head on, very low. Like, you're okay. Things are gonna go okay. It's alright. And take things in stride, one thing at a time, and just be there for each other. So that's my TED Talk today. I hope you enjoyed it. Otherwise, I am going to be vlogging as I usually do. If you want to check out what's been going on in our day-to-day life, you could check out my other videos. That would be amazing. I'm so happy to have anybody here that is watching. I am, like I said, still learning, but I love the YouTube community. I love going on here. I watch so many vlogs and families, and I feel like I know these people, and it helps me. And whenever I need to get motivated to clean my house, I will watch a Get It Done With Me video. It's incredible. But I'm so happy you all are here, and I can't wait to keep doing this, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.